You'll need to pick up the mic.
Are we loud and clear? There's going to be me and Sue here, okay? So I'll bring her in. Across to me and I'll bring her in. We've both got microphones, but only I can hear. So she can't hear, so don't ask her any questions. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I think it's huge, absolutely huge. He adored his mother when she was alive, and I think he misses her desperately to this day. I suspect that there's quite a lot of unresolved grief.
We're going to go live now to Dan Freedman outside the Abbey, because Prince William and his new bride, Princess Catherine, Princess William if you like, huge cheers. Dan Freedman's outside Westminster Abbey. He's going to fill us in. Hi Dan.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Well, what a day it has been here at the Abbey. We've been waiting here since about 5 o'clock, and they're just emerging from the Abbey now. Prince William in the red tunic of the Irish Guards, the blue sash beside him, his new bride, Princess Catherine Middleton. I'm joined by Sue Mansfield, my colleague here. Sue, what a scene it is in front of us. The Ascot Landau coach moving into position at the end of the red carpet.
It's amazing, isn't it? Drawn by those grey bays and that beautiful coach arriving there. And Catherine Middleton about to take her seat in that coach, or as I should call her now, the Duchess. It is an amazing scene in front of us. And behind them, of course, the young bridesmaids. We have Grace Van Cookson, Eliza Lopez, Lady Louise Mountbatten Windsor, and the Honourable Margarita Armstrong-Jones behind the couple.
So the chief bridesmaid, Pippa Middleton, carrying her train as she makes the tentative steps towards the Ascot Landau, led by 4 horses. White horses they are, top them, men wearing gold blazers. And the whole scene around this area, people peering out from balconies trying to get the view. They've got periscopes trying to get the view from the crowd with the words Blighty written all over them. And the start of 5,000 peals from the bells of Westminster Abbey, which will continue to ring out for the next hour or so. Behind them, Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall now emerging as well. They'll take up their spot in another one of the carriages.
Yes, we're seeing at the moment the bride and groom take their seat in that 1902 State Landau there. Catherine just bowing down. She is looking absolutely stunning, and I think everybody has been gratified by how beautiful she looks. I don't think there was any doubt, but of course we had all of those questions about the dress, what it would be in the end. Sarah Burton, the chief designer at Alexander McQueen, denying that she was designing the dress, and then of course today, just at the last minute, we found out that she had indeed designed it. And Catherine looking absolutely beautiful in that ivory dress, and those grey bays just pulling away now that 1902 State Landau with a beaming royal couple now.
Now they walk past a group from the military, 24 of them taken from each member of the armed service, each of the royal services, and 24 of them, and they have a close connection, some of them, to Prince William. One of them a circuit trainer with him in the Navy, and said that he had the possibly unenviable task of having to give him instructions to do press-ups, because he was not the best when it came to punctuality, and he had to say the words, "Get down and give me 20 Wales," which I don't think anyone would probably envy. But today, of course, punctuality, pomp, the glamour, the pageantry has been absolutely meticulous, everything running to time, as the bridesmaids and the page boys wave towards where we're sitting here, opposite Westminster Abbey, Grace Van Cookson, and accompanied by William Lowther Pinkerton, a 10-year-old boy, son of William's private secretary, Tom Pettifer, the 8-year-old son of William and Harry's former nanny, Tiggy Legborg, who of course became almost a surrogate mother to the boys in the absence of Princess Diana. And now some of the other esteemed guests also emerging from the Abbey. Then no one's rushing this, it's being done in a timely way so as to drink in the atmosphere as they emerge from the Abbey, and finally, after all the preparation, can enjoy it, relieved that it's all gone to plan.
Yeah, and what an atmosphere it's been down here today. It's been amazing. We've been here since before 5 o'clock, and the crowds then, it was very cold, it was very grey, but still everybody was wrapped up warm, lots of woolly hats on show, and people in a great mood singing all through the morning. And then, of course, as we went through the service, it was amazing because at every moment where something important was happening, when Catherine said, "I do," for example, there was a great roar went up from the crowd, and they're really with this now. It is amazing, all of the Union Jacks going as they watch that amazing pageantry go past right before their eyes. The Westminster Abbey is always a spectacular scene, but to see this, the household cavalry in those amazing uniforms going past, is something else. And the next of the carriages as well, waiting to take the next important guests back to Buckingham Palace on that journey that only takes about 5 or 10 minutes, unbelievably, to get there. And the crowd's waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh just standing on the red carpet, about to get into their carriage as well. This one is enclosed, but glass windows, so you will be able to see exactly the expressions on their faces, and no doubt a wave from Her Majesty as she does the short journey towards Buckingham Palace, where there'll be a breakfast lunch-style buffet, we understand, that people can help themselves to for selected guests before, of course, we see them hopefully emerge onto that balcony and give the masses waiting on the Mall the shot they've been waiting for, the public kiss.
Yes, and the Queen in that semi-state landau now. She took a little while to get into that, but I think she's allowed at her age, but she is looking splendid in primrose yellow. And as Anne was saying there, with that a lot on show, because the semi-state landau has got a lot of glass in it, and just pulling off now, pulled by those grey bays as well, just pulling off now towards Buckingham Palace. And the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh giving a wave to the crowd. Amazing stuff.
It really is. And wave after wave of the household cavalry coming past us. Horses too numerable to count, but all atop them, men with their gold helmets and sort of red flared material. It looks almost like a horse's hair, which is, I think, exactly what they used to use in days gone by, emerging from those helmets, and gold armour-plated, covering their navy tunics now. And another wave to our right as one lot goes past us, so another gets into position. Now the Duchess of Cornwall, Carol Middleton, Michael Middleton, all waving at the crowd. Imagine what's going through their minds at the moment as they make their way past. Carol Middleton's daughter, of course, Kate, newly married, so Prince William's new mother-in-law, off past the waiting crowd, and just the emotion of the day, truly amazing.
And the last of the carriages that went past, and it was topped, that other semi-state landau, with a coat of arms in gold encrusted, quite an amazing sight to see. So we now have the other VIPs, of course, still to leave the Abbey. Remember that there were 1,900, I think it was, guests here in attendance for the wedding. And now we're just down to the Rolls Royces and Bentleys, Dan.
Yes, the poor man's cars of this occasion. Everyone being sort of greeted out or waved out by the very Reverend Dr. John Hall, the Dean of Westminster, who was on hand to welcome a lot of the guests into the Abbey as well, making sure that everyone is ushered out in a polite way. And now a bit of a queue forming on the red carpet. I can see the rear of this. I can see Prince Andrew and the Countess of Wessex lining up in order, as a lot of these people's faces actually obscured by the size of their hats, so it's very difficult at the moment for us to actually make out who some of them are, but lining up in an orderly fashion, everything running like clockwork as it has through the day.
And this is where we see the coaches arrive as well, isn't it, Dan? Because these other VIPs, though they be VIPs, are going to be taken back to Buckingham Palace now for that lunch.
Yes, and we'll of course bring you all the latest from Buckingham Palace as we continue our coverage here on LBC 97.3.
Well, that was Dan Freedman watching the couple leaving, the newly married couple leaving Westminster Abbey on.